Let me ask you something. How are you really doing today? Not the answer you give everyone else, not the "I'm fine." The real answer. Because maybe right now you're not even sad. You're just exhausted. Exhausted from trying. Exhausted from waiting. Exhausted from pretending to be strong all the time. And somewhere in the middle of all that, a quiet question keeps coming back. God, are you still here? And I want to tell you something, not as a motivational quote, but as truth. God doesn't leave just because you can't feel him. The Bible says that Enoch walked with God. It doesn't say Enoch felt God. It says he walked. A relationship with God is not a sensation. It's a decision. It's staying. Sometimes you think God is silent, but his silence is not abandonment. It's maturity being built. It's roots going deeper. You've been asking for answers, but maybe God is building structure inside of you. He didn't lose control. He wasn't distracted by your pain. He didn't forget you.
When the night feels endless and your tears have no sound, when your knees are too weak to even kneel down, you've been carrying this weight for longer than you should. You've been praying in the dark, wondering if he heard you. Every sleepless night, every silent cry, he was right there with you. He never left your side. God never left you, even when you couldn't feel him near. God never left you. He's been catching every tear. So lay it down, lay it all down. You don't have to be strong tonight. God never left you. He's holding you right now. You forgot how to pray, but he still understands. When you ran out of words, he was holding your hands. Every broken promise, every door that left you. He wants you to know. So rest now, just rest now. Let His love surround you tonight. God never left you, and He never will. He never left you. He's here, He's here.
Jesus said, "Whatever you ask in my name, I will do it." That's not a motivational phrase. That's a promise. But asking in His name means trusting His character. It means understanding that He knows the timing, He knows the process, He knows what you can carry and what you can't carry yet. Maybe today you don't need an explanation, you just need presence, and He is here. Sometimes the only thing we can do is breathe and say, "God, I'm still here."
I came with nothing but my tears tonight. No perfect words, no strength to fight. Just a tired heart and trembling hands, hoping you still understand. And you whisper through the silence, you hold me through the storm. You remind me I am yours, even when I feel so warm. You are still here when the world goes quiet and the dark feels near. You are still here, closer than my breath and louder than my fear. I don't have to carry what was never mine. You are still here. You are still here. I try to hold it all together. I try to be the strong one, but every night I fell apart when I thought that you were gone. But your hands were always under me, your eyes were always on my path. You were writing in the silence every answer I would have. You are still here when the world goes quiet and the dark feels near. You are still here still here.
And when we keep going, He sustains us. Even when I can't feel you, even when heaven seems quiet, I know you are here. Even when the pain squeezes my chest and hope feels weak, you remain faithful. Your silence is not absence, it's care I cannot see. If you're still listening, it's not a coincidence. It's because God is still writing your story. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to pray for you. And it won't be an automatic prayer. It will be a prayer from someone who is also learning to walk with God every single day.
Every night I thought was wasted. Every prayer I thought you missed. Every tear that fell in silence was a sea held in your fist. You were counting every moment. You would turn and pain to purpose. What I call my deepest failure, you were working right beneath the surface. Tears into seeds, that's what you do with broken things. You take the grief and make it breathe, and turn my mourning into spring. What I planted in the dark, you are blooming in the light. Every tear becomes a harvest in your hands, in your time. I was ashamed of all my weakness. I was hiding from the world, but you came into my hiding place and said you were my girl. You don't have to prove your value. You don't have to do with broken things. You take the grief and make it breathe, and turn my mourning into spring. What I prayed in the dark, you are blooming in the light. Every tear becomes a is lost in your hands. What was broken is becoming more beautiful than I could ever plan. Tears into seeds in your